that is being tasted in Braj. And this is ultimately what we desire. Mahaprabhu coming to this world and giving opportunity for the jivas to taste that love or serve that love that is only found in Braj. Not just this love that is there in Vaikuntha. So this is, as far as like names of Bhagavan, all are Purna, all are complete. And meaning they can give not only Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, they can give Prem. But as far as that name of Brajendra Nandan Krishna and something related to his sweet pastimes, then this can give nourishment so much to all these moods of Prem that is found in Braj and that we are aspiring for. And especially, like we say, we are Rupanugas, we are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami, meaning we aspire to serve in that mood in Madhurya Rasa, specifically as a maidservant of Srimati Radharani. Then we find that all these names related to that mood, to that special rasa. This Govinda, this Madan Mohan, especially Gopinath, Radhanath, this for us like very sweet. And of course we know, because of association with, and by mercy of our Gurudev and those Vaishnavas who are revealing all these special moods in Braj, then we begin to see also all these names like towards that. Meaning, like, even for example, the word Jagannath. Jagannath may sometimes some may even consider like secondary name, like, oh, the Lord of the universe. But because this is related to, like, say, Mahaprabhu pastime, then there's so much now mood in that name along with that. For some, they may even think, oh, Jagannath is Narayan. Okay, that's for them. It's not wrong. For some, they may think Jagannath is Ram. That is not wrong. And some may say Dwarkadish. But for followers of Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu himself said, he is Sakshat Brajendra Nandan. The same way with Mahamantra. We're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the highest like mantra. It's the most powerful mantra. And unlike Bhagavan, this mantra embodies all potency of Bhagavan. That means all names are included in there. So then when someone, and I've seen people, they argue and they fight over, like, oh, what is the meaning of Ram in Mahamantra? Some will say, oh, it is Balaram. And some will say, no, it is Ramachandra. Actually, they're all correct. But Gurudev is telling us, but for us, what is Ram? For those in those, let's say, followers of Ramachandra, you cannot force them to say, oh, this Ram means Radharaman. They will not be accepting that. But if they may say, no, this is Ramachandra. And it's true. For them, it's Ramachandra. But then, for those in Sakyarasa, this name Ram can refer to Baladev also, Balaram. But especially for someone who's aspiring to be maidservant of Srimati Radharani, serving in this Madhurya Rasa, then when he's chanting this Mahamantra and saying Ram, he's not thinking of Ramachandra and Ayodhya or Ramachandra or Baladev Ram. His Ishtadev is that Krishna who is always loyal and subservient to Srimati Radharani, giving pleasure to Srimati Radharani. So, this is Radha Raman. So, like this, the names of Bhagavan, none different from him. And according to the devotee, then there's a specific mood and nourishment. That is, he has some specific relationship in these names. And especially for us, then we find that all these names will be in a specific alignment to our certain mood. Every day we're singing this, every morning in Aarti, we're singing this Viva Bhare Shesha, Aloka Pravisha. Like here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us a glimpse. He has also the song Harinama Tua Aneka Swarupa. That, like mentioning all different names of Bhagavan, of Krishna. But here, based on these songs, then we have some understanding. Like even in this, Vibhava Resesha, he's telling, starting from Nishingha, Vaman, like this. Meaning that, he's calling all these names of avatar. But then we're understanding, these are special pastimes of my Brajendranandan Krishna. He's coming in the specific form for a certain reason. But original is Brajendranandan Krishna. But who is he? Then further telling, he is Yashoda Nandana. Yashoda Nandana Anandavarna. Rasatanaya Nandatanaya Rasakupa. Also, Gopi, like in the morning, what do you say? There's even, where is that? Is it Yogandravan? Yogandravandana Srinandanana. No, I'm forgetting when I'm not singing. There's even Kamsa, Nishudana. Where is that? Even including name of Kamsa is there also. So what does it mean? Why we're meditating on that? Because these are actually showing all the moods of the Brijvasis. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur just showing all these different moods of the Brijvasis. He's the killer of this great demon Kamsa. But ultimately, actually it means that he's removing all obstacles. One can be you're an artist, but then later on all these moods of separation, longing for meeting. So anyhow, our Guru Varga, they're explaining all these things, and by mercy of Srila Gurudev and the Vaishnavas, they're giving us proper understanding and relationship. So this is what we're trying to develop when we're chanting. Unless we're chanting with Sambandhagya, then how are we able to make this name really appear to us as he is? This Shuddhanam will come. So the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, they can explain more on these things.
Oh, Srinasi Maharaj. এখন বলুন, সবাই ভগবান এক। আমরা আমাদের হিন্দুদের সনাতন ধর্ম কি বৈষ্ণবদের অনেক ভগবান। এতগুলো ভগবান কি করে সন্তুষ্ট করবে? হ্যাঁ, ওদের আল্লাহ মোল্লা আছে একটা, কারণ যিশু খ্রিস্ট শিশু একটা আছে, একটা সবাই একটা। হ্যাঁ, জৈনীদের, বৌদ্ধদের, শিখদের সবাই একটা ভগবান। আর এদের বৈষ্ণবদের কত ভগবান, এতগুলো ভগবান কি করে সন্তুষ্ট করবে, কি করে প্রসন্ন করবে? আর একটা ভগবানের একটা ভগবান নয়, কত বলছে অসংখ্য অবতার। হ্যাঁ, তারপরে কত ভগবান কি করে পূজা করবে, কি করে কখন খাওয়াবে, কখন পড়াবে, কখন ঘুম পাড়াবে, করে করবে? এত ভগবানের সেবা কি করে করবে? সম্ভব আছে ভগবানের সেবা করা? এখন কি করা যাবে তাই? এখন এত ভগবান কি করবে? কাকে ছাড়ে কাকে ধরে? একজনকে ছাড়লে একজন অসন্তুষ্ট হয়ে যাবে। কি করা যাবে বলুন দেখি, কি উপায় করা যায় এখন?
আপনি আগে এটা করেছেন, আমি মহারাজকে জিজ্ঞেস করেছিলাম, উত্তর আমি চিন্তা করেছিলাম পরিবর্তন করতে হবে। Om Gyantiram Rasam Yanam Shalakam Chakshuranuritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Vandeham Shri Guruvaram Shri Rupam Gopavaram Brajarasrasikam Charayanam Tampapam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swasatavamita Parmarajatam Gurupad Padmani Telir Purishtam Vishnupad Stotra Sasvishnu Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, our most beloved Srila Gurudev, the same Anita Sastanavatmanan Zolata Srila Parmarajatam Shri Rupanga Gauriya Guru Varga, Medanda Bhaktanam Sala Vaishnava Namash. So we are hearing from Sri Bhaktabandhav Krishna Karunya Maharaj some explanation on the primary names and the secondary names of the Lord. So the primary names and the secondary names. The secondary names, we have heard something that they have a relationship with this material cosmic manifestation. And the primary names, they have a relationship with the transcendental realm.
Then primary name is transcendental world. Then ordinary conditions, so how can chanting and serving, how can preaching, how possible? This ordinary name within related within this material world, conditions for living entity, this is much helpful and better. But all primary name is spiritual world which is related. Living entity conditions for material world, how can going there and serving, chanting and preaching, how possible?
Each of these names, they have a particular mellow within them. So, for example, we are chanting Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Ganta Sri Radha Kanta Namostute. So, for example, Karuna Sindhu means that he is an ocean of mercy. And Dinabandhu means he is the friend of the fallen. And Jagatpate, he is the sustainer of this universe. And gradually the mellow is increasing by showing that he is the master of the sakas. And even more than that, he is the ornament of the gopis. And more than that, he is the ornament of Srimati Radhika. So, the question was, how can we chant these primary names if we are conditioned souls? And how can we actually have access to these topmost things of the Lord? So, I'm not qualified to answer any of the questions which Vaishnavas are making, but the shloka which is coming in my mind is Shabda Brahmamayam Guruvani Katam Nava Vrindavanam Gauradasamayam Rasa Shrota Mulam Nama Sankirtanam Avirbhutta Vidayam Chit Atma Sarupam. That Nam and Nami are not different. So it's a translation with help. Nam and Nami, they are not different. So the Lord, very mercifully, that's why the secondary names, they are also there, because in the relationship of the Lord through this universe. So if the jiva would not come to this material cosmic manifestation, then the Lord would not also be known as Patit Pavan, as Parama Karunamoy, and all these different names. So he can be known by these names, and these names are also helpful for the conditioned souls. But eventually the conditioned souls must take shelter of He who is the embodiment of Bhagavan's Kripa in this world. That is the Sadguru, Sakshatarita. The Guru is a non-different manifestation of the Lord, different and non-different at the same time, because he is his eternal associate. So in this way the verse says that when we take shelter of Guru, Guru Padasray Tasmat, Krishna Dikshati Shikshanam Vishramena Guru Seva Sadhuvatmanu Vartanam, when we take shelter of Guru, when we take mantras from Guru, when we hear Shiksha from Sri Guru, and when we follow his footsteps and the footsteps of previous Acharyas, and we hear his Harikatha, which is Shabda Brahma, which is a transcendental sound vibration, because he had that relationship with Krishna, as we always hear in that Tasmat Gurum Prapadita Jigya Sushyatana Shabde Pare Chanishnatam Brahmanyu Pasamasya. So the Sadhu Guru, he has realized his relationship with Krishna, and he's fully realizing all the Vedic scriptures, and he can also dispel all the doubts of his disciples. And he does not have any attachment to this material world. So when we hear this Shabda Brahma, Guru Vanikatam, the transcendental sound which is emanating from the lotus lips of Srila Gurudev, then that transcendental sound, it will take us to Nava Vrindavan. It will take us to the abode of Sachinandana Gaurahari. Actually, if we see that Gurudev's Leela is intrinsically related with Gaura Leela. Srila Gurudev is continuing the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this world. And what we are actually living here in this Radha Kunj, it is non-different from Gaura Leela, which is continuing by the succession of Bhagavat Gurus. Whatever they do in Gaura Leela, whatever the vichar is established in Gaura Leela, and the practice which have been performed in Gaura Leela, the same thing we are doing here. So, actually we are, even though we are not understanding, we are gradually entering in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. We are practicing. So in this way, by the influence of this Sankirtana Rasa, which is ever existing in this Gaura Leela, then we will be able to, when that rasa present in the Harinam Sankirtan, because Nam Kirtan is the topmost anga of Bhakti. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told, Sakhal Sadhana Shrishta Ei Pancha Anga. Krishna Prema Janmaya Ei Panchera Alposanga. When we perform all the different zangas of Bhakti, there are 5 which are topmost, which is Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Maturvas, and Sri Murti Shradaya Sevan. But amongst all these zangas of Bhakti, Taramadi Sarva Shrishta Nam Sankirtan, Niraparade Nama Loilo Pai Premadan. When we perform Nam Kirtan, actually we heard that in this statement, Sadhu Sangha have been already included. Because first Sadhu Sangha, then Nam Kirtan, Sadhu Sangha, then Bhagavat Shravan, and so on. So when we perform this Nam Kirtan, Niraparade Nama Loila, free from offenses, when Sambandha Jnans become mature, then we can attain that Pai Premadan, the wealth of Krishna Prema. So the original verse which I was trying to explain, which is given in the introduction of Vilapkus Manjali, it says that Rasa Shrota Mulam Nama Sankirtanam. So when that Rasa which is present in Nama Sankirtanam which originally, if we go back in the verse, we see that from where it comes from the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he's saying the Upadeshamritam, the 8th shloka, that first Shravanadasa, then Varanadasa, then Smaranadasa. The different stages. First we have to hear, and the whole process depends from whom we are hearing. Therefore, we have to hear the pure holy name. We have to hear the primary names of the Lord from the lotus lips of pure Vaishnava, bona fide Bhagavad Guru. So, then we will accept his instructions. That is Varanadasa, and we start to practice, and we start to performing kirtan of what we have heard. And then we enter in the stage of, gradually we enter in the stage of Smarana. We start remembering what we have heard from Srila Gurudev. And that this Smarana will take different levels like Smarana, Dharana, Dhyan, Anusmriti, and Samadhi. First is Smarana full of distraction. Then gradually the distractions will go away, Dharana. Then our Smarana becomes one-pointed, Dhyan. Then that Dhyan becomes continuous, then Anusmriti. And when we have full realization, then it will become Samadhi. And the time one remembers is very, very deep, and he is able to access the mellow by the mercy of the Nitya Parikar, which comes as Gurudev, which is existing in the transcendental realm. Then gradually he entering the stage of Sampati, the stage of Apanadhasa, where he realized his Swarup, and Sampati Dasa, where he attained the transcendental abode. Once one has attained the supreme abode, he becomes forever free from these miserable worlds where there is only distress at every step. And he never returned to this place. At that point, Maya cannot touch the sun. So the original verse is telling that Avirbhuta Hridayam Chit Atma Swarupam. So this is all interrelated. Then the sadhaka will experience the most astonishing by hearing Harikatha from Guru, by having relationship with Gaur Lila, by being under the influence of Nam Sankirtan Rasa. So he will experience the most astonishing thing within his heart is that his Siddha Swarupa, Virbhutaryan Chit Atma, the pure identity of the soul, it will be revealed to him. And then he will realize his relationship with Radha and Krishna under the guidance of his beloved Gurudev and his Shirupan Gauriya Guru Bhargava. And then he will become qualified to serve Radha and Krishna in Braja. For example, as we are hearing, let us take an example of the song of Narottam Das Thakur, Radha Krishna Pranamor. Then he will become qualified to serve like that, to take, under the guidance of his Gurudev, to take Radha and Krishna by the hand and place them in the Ratna Singhasana, to offer garlands on the neck, and to learn all the different arts of playing musical instruments, which are given in other songs. And also he will learn how to place garlands, collect flowers, different types of flowers, and offer them under the guidance of Sri Guru in the neck of Radha and Krishna. How to perform, how to make tambulam, and how to apply chandana on the body of Radha and Krishna. So gradually, he will learn all these things by this gradually process. So the answer for the question is that it's only by taking shelter of the bona fide Rupa Padma and following his desires, then everything will be successful.
প্রশ্নটা তো হলো, কিন্তু এইটার মূল কথাটা কি, আমাদের একটা সকলের একটা ভগবান, আমাদের 50টা ভগবান কি 100 ভগবান, তাইলে কোন ভগবানকে উপাসনা করবো, কাকে পূজা করবো, কাকে সন্তুষ্ট করবো, কাকে অবজ্ঞা হবে, অপরাধ হবে, আর সবাই একটা ভগবান, আবার সবাই ভগবানের স্বরূপ নাই, তাদের নিরাকার নির্বিশেষ। আমাদের সব ভগবানের স্বরূপ, কে শুয়ে আছে, কেউ বসে আছে, কেউ দাঁড়িয়ে রয়েছে, কেউ দেখছো না, নাচে বেড়ায়, কেউ গান গায়, কেউ কীর্তন করে, কেউ তীর ধনুষ নিয়ে বসে আছে, কেউ তলবার নিয়ে বসে আছে, কেউ কিছু, কেউ এই সব কি, তাই তাই কোন ভগবানের উপাসনা করবো?
So now we can see that in Kali Yuga there are so many gods, so many Bhagavans. And many people are saying, oh, this is Bhagavan and you should worship him in this way. And some are saying you should worship this Bhagavan in that way. So whom should we worship and what is the proper method prescribed in this Kali Yuga? So, taking the praman from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he also explained that Amnaya Prahatatvam, that we have to take the evidence from Guru Parampara Prapti Vedavani, the evidence from the authorized scriptures, Vedic scriptures, which is coming down through this Guru Parampara, through this Bhagavad Guru Parampara. So we can see from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna, he says, Mata Paratarananyat Kinchidastit Dhananjaya Maisarvaidam Potram Sutre Maniganaiva. But Krishna himself, he says that nothing is superior to me, everything is depending on me and resting upon me, just like the pearls are strung on a thread. So this is also help to understand that he is the Advaya Jnana Pratapa, the non-dual supreme absolute reality. That non-dual supreme absolute reality, it has its aspect as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So, in that way, we can see that Sri Krishna, he come in this Kali Yuga as Sri Satchinandana Gaurahari. And Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Amalam Prema Kum Ahdomaham. That means that the topmost evidence, it is found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, our Gurudev liked it so much, this shlok, and he told that if you don't know this shlok, then you're not my disciple. Aradhu Bhagavatam Brajistamayastadam Vrindavanam Ramyaka Chirupasana Brajvadu Varganyakavita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamalam Prema Kumahtomaham Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matam Idam Trattadam. That our worshipful Lord is Brajendra Nandan, Sri Krishna. And as worshipful as him is this Vrindavan. And the topmost worship is performed by the Brajavadus, the dancers of Braja. They are the ones who are giving the topmost satisfaction to Sri Krishna. And Krishna Prema, there are many goals in human life, just like Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. But Krishna Prema is the fifth and topmost goal for all the living entities. And all these conclusions can be found in the spotless Praman, the topmost evidence, which is the crown jewel of all Shastras, which is the mature fruit of all Vedic literature, which is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And these are the essence of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we do not care for any other cheating opinion. So if we see the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, that, what's the name? That is Karahodavish. So there is a famous shlok in the 11th canto, which says that Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishna Sangopam Gasa Parsadam Janesam Kirtana Praye Yajanti Nisumedasa. That Krishna will come in this Kali Yuga, but he will have a golden complexion. And he will be chanting his own names. He will be chanting Krishna name. And also, it is described that he will come with his angas, upangas, and parshadas. That he will come with his associates, his personal companions, and his intimate servitors. And his main weapon during this Kali Yuga, we know that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, he does not kill any demon, but actually he purifies all the demons by Harinam Sankirtan. So there are so many Bhagavans. For example, when we used to go to Bengal, then they saying that someone like Ramchand, Guru Chand is Bhagavan. There is someone called Lokanath Brahmachari, he was Bhagavan. And we have seen also in South India that Sai Baba is Bhagavan. He was making some magical tricks. Sometimes he was even defeated by some magician. And the magician defeated him. And he said, but I am the Lord. And you are just an ordinary man. That's all he could say, but he was actually defeated. And there was so many Bhagavans like that. I don't remember their names now, but some Bhagavans, there was one class, he's saying, oh, this Bhagavan, he came to the jail because he was abusing some children. Actually, I'm not going to mention the name, but someone who was telling his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. But we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Prabhu bole kohilam ei Mahamantra. Mahaprabhu told everyone to chant the Mahamantra, but this particular personality is not chanting the Mahamantra, he's chanting some different names. And also we hear that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Prema Ras Niryas Korityashvadan Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Koritya Prachana. Mahaprabhu came to give this path of Raga Marga Bhakti, and he also came to taste the Prema Ras of Srimati Radhika. But these personalities, mostly these so-called imposed Bhagavans, they are opening hospitals and doing social work and taking care of the health of the population and not preaching Raga Marga Bhakti, giving so many things for the body, but not preaching. Mostly, actually none of them, they have Guru Parampara. Also, I remember Gurudev said, those who do not have Guru Parampara, they are not bona fide. They do not have Guru Parampara. We can see that the Lord himself accepted Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself accepted the shelter of Ishwar Puripad, who was in the line of Madhvacharya, who was the disciple of Lajpati Tirtha, who was in the Madhu Sampradaya, who was in this Brahma Madhva Gauriya Sampradaya. So I'm just telling all these things as the answer for the question of the Vaishnavas. So they ask me that there are so many Bhagavans and many people are worshipping the so-called personalities, but who is actually the Supreme Lord? And what is the process in this Kali Yuga to attain that Prema Bhakti and that eternal relationship and entrance in the topmost place of Vaikuntha, which is Golok Vrindavan? So the shloka tells that Yanesam Kirtanapraye Yajanti Hisu Medasaha. That in this Kali Yuga, the most intelligent persons, Shumedasaha, those who are extremely intelligent, they will take shelter of the process of Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So these names, they are considered to be like the Tarak Brahmana for this Kali Yuga. All the Madhurya Rasa is present within this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes chanted different names, but we also see that in the Raghavatma Chandrika and also in the commentary of Raghunath Das Goswami in the glories of the Mahamantra. So in these two different places there are different leelas explaining how this Mahamantra is existing in Golok Vrindavan. How Radha and Krishna themselves, they chant this Mahamantra. In the Raghavatma Chandrika explains that Krishna, he was feeling great separation from Srimati Radhika. And then one time Srimati Radhika goes to him and gives him this Mahamantra. And then Krishna starts chanting this Mahamantra. And by remembering these holy names, then he experienced meeting with Srimati Radhika. And then this gives him a vipan of all the past times of meeting and separation. But Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he said, Radhika feeling grace separation from Sri Krishna, and spontaneously from the heart of Srimati Radhika, this Mahamantra manifested. And then she started chanting. And then it was later that she gave to Sri Krishna. And then he says that it is because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the mood of Srimati Radhika, then he always chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And in several classes of Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj, I heard him saying that the gopis, the Radhapaksha gopis, they always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
কৃষ্ণের উপাসনা করলে বিষ্ণু রাম নৃসিংহ সব খুশি হয়ে যাবে আর তো অবতার আছে
So all the different avatars, they are present within Krishna. So when we are chanting Krishna now, just like when you put water on the root of the tree and all the leaves, all the tree are nourished. So Lord Brahma, he says that Krishna is the Sarva Karana Karana, Vishwar Paramam Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadirandir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. That out of all the lords, Krishna is the Lord of all lords. Tumi Sarveshwarishvara Brajendra Kumar, Tomara Ichaya Vishves Srijana Sanghar. So even the descent of all the different incarnations, they all happen by the desire of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Everything happened by his desire. So in this way, he is the Lord of all lords. He is the embodiment of knowledge, of all bliss, and all existence. He is beginningless, without any beginning. He is eternal, primeval, and he is the cause of all causes. So if we trace a cause of something, for example, we have born here, and we have a mother, and our mother has a mother, and her mother has a mother, and then in this way, if we going back, then we will come to, gradually we will come to Mahavishnu, who is the original source of this material cosmic manifestation. And then he is an expansion of Mahasankarshan, who comes from Mulsankarshan, who comes from Baladev, who comes from Krishna. And above Krishna, no one is there because Krishna is the Sarva Karana. So in this way, when we were worshipping Krishna, automatically we have been worshipped all the different incarnations. And when Krishna is pleased, then everyone becomes pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased, and our Atma also, Yayatmasam prasidati, Savai Pumsham Paradharmayato Bhaktira Dokshadya Vaituke Pratihata, Yayatmasam prasidati. The supreme occupation of all living entities is the service to Krishna, who is beyond the grasp of the material senses. This service must be performed uninterrupted and causeless, without any material motivation, to completely satisfy the self. So,
তাহলে কৃষ্ণ মানে কেউ বলে যে মূল হয়েছে নারায়ণ, কৃষ্ণ হয়েছে অবতার, নারায়ণ হয়েছে অবতারী। হ্যাঁ, আর নারায়ণের নাম নিলে কৃষ্ণের পূজা হয়ে যাবে, কিন্তু নৃসিংহের উপাসনা করলে কৃষ্ণ পূজা হয়ে যাবে। তাহলে তার কথা ঠিক কি? তাহলে বুঝাইতে হবে না, করতে হবে।
yes, some are saying that if you are worshipping Narayan, then Krishna Puja is complete, or if you are worshipping Nrsimhadev, then Krishna Puja is complete.
যদি তার নাম হয়, তার নৃসিংহ ব্রত কেন করে, রামের ব্রত কেন করবে? রামের ব্রত করলে যদি কৃষ্ণ পূজা না হয়, তাহলে রামের ব্রত কেন করবে, নৃসিংহ পূজা কেন করবে? এই জন্য করা হয় নৃসিংহ পূজা, যাতে কৃষ্ণ প্রসন্ন হয়ে যাবে, আর রাম প্রসন্ন হইলে কৃষ্ণ প্রসন্ন হয়ে যাবে। তাই এখন কি করা দরকার?
So there are different ways to understand that. So this question came to Srila Gurudev, why we are worshipping Lord Rama if we are one pointed to Brajendananda and Shyamasundar. So Srila Gurudeva thought that we are worshipping Lord Rama, thinking we are not actually performing an independent worship of Lord Rama separated from Lord Krishna, but we are thinking that our beloved Krishna, Brajendananda and Shyamasundar, who is the most beloved of Srimati Radhika, he has come in the shape of Lord Rama. It is the same Krishna but wearing a different uniform. So actually we are not independently worshipping Rama with the desire to go to Ayodhya, because if we were worshipping Rama in that way, then that would be detrimental, that would create some hindrance to our Raganuga Bhakti, being one pointed to the moods of the gopis and become the base servant of Srimati Radhika. So just like Lord Ram, he gave the blessing for the sages of Karunya, so that they would attain, they had this desire to serve Radha and Krishna in Braja, in the mood of the gopis. So Lord Rama, he gave blessing to them, so that they would take birth from the womb of the gopis. So in this way, we are performing this puja with this intention, let us say Ram Navami, only being one pointed to Braj Bhakti. So in this way, we are worshipping Ram with that intention. But if we worship Ram, considering that actually there is no difference, and there is no difference between Golok Vrindavan and Ayodhya, anyhow we worship Ram and we will follow footsteps of Hanuman and this and that, then that's not our aim, that we will deviate from our goal, and there will be no guarantee that Radhika will accept us. It may be that Radhika will not give mercy to us if we are not one pointed to her. So bhajan is not very easy. We just heard someone went independently to Dwarka, and then Radhika was not accepting him anymore, and eventually in the separation he left his body. So if we are not one pointed in Raganuga Bhakti, then we can lose some lifetimes, or we can be rejected by the gopis and Srimati Radhika. So the question also, why you are worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev, is also part of the question. So if we worship Nrsimhadev thinking that Nrsimhadev, he will take us to Vaikuntha and he will give us liberation, and that this Nrsimhadev is a manifestation of Lord Narayan, that will also be harmful for us who are following the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Radha Marga Bhakti. But we have heard a very special vichar about Lord Nrsimhadev, that actually there are two types of Nrsimhadev. One is Lakshmi Nrsimha and another is Prahlad Nrsimha. And sometimes from Vaikuntha this manifestation of Narayan comes to this world, but sometimes at different kalpas a special manifestation of Nrsimhadev which comes from Golok Vrindavan, in which has the predominance of Shakti, it comes to this material world for Prahlad Maharaj. So especially for Gauriya Vaishnavas, we are worshipping this Prahlad Nrsimha, who is this special manifestation of Nrsimhadev who comes from Golok Vrindavan. And there we can see that Prahlad Maharaj is sitting on the lap of Nrsimhadev, and Nrsimhadev is taking care and feeding Prahlad Maharaj, and there is so much sweetness. Actually, this sweetness we will not see between the parikaras of Narayan and Narayan himself. There will always be some awe and reverence. So therefore, for that reason, we also worship this form of Nrsimhadev, because it is very favorable for Raganuga Bhakti. And even if someone worships Nrsimhadev without this understanding, it is because in that form we can think that Krishna, he came in that form, as we sing Keshava Drita Narahari Rupa. It is Keshava who comes. Keshava Drita means Sarira. Keshava Drita, all the different avatars, Rama, Rupa, Kalki, Sarira, Buddha, Sarira, all the different avatars, they are actually Keshava himself who is coming in these different forms to accomplish, to perform some duties which is required according to time, place and circumstances. So in this way, even we can worship Nrsimhadev with that vichar being one pointed to Keshav. So that will not be harmful. Thinking that we are worshipping Nrsimhadev in order to overcome all the different obstacles which are not allowing us to become the real servant of Srila Gurudev and which are not allowing us to eventually become the maid servant of Srimati Radhika. I also, even one time we were having class on Srimad Bhagavatam, and eventually it came to the point of this Narayan Kavacha, and then our Sripad Bhaktabandhav Jagat Maharaj, he asked whether we should chant or not this Narayan Kavacha. And as far as I remember, the Vaishnava says that yes, you can chant. And then Maharaj asked, but Harinam and the Gayatri is not sufficient. And the Vaishnavas say, yes, but the body is not working, the mind is not working, then how can you chant your Harinam and the Gayatri? So in this way, these kavachas, they help us to protect the body, so the body will not be an obstacle for bhajan. I don't know if it's like compulsory, but as far as I hear in Gurudev's Katha, he never encouraged us so much to chant, like to give so much prominence to them. But as far as I understand on that day, what the Vaishnavas means that there will be in certain cases that we can even do that, and that will not be harmful even for our Raganuga Bhakti. If there is some obstacle in our body and our mind, and even chanting that kavachas for help, because if you read that kavachas in the different prayers, it is describing the different part of the body and praying for protection. Even we are praying for Lord Nrsimhadev, kavacha, in the morning. But what is the mood when we pray for Lord Nrsimhadev? It's not that we want to be healthy. It's that this body will be fully engaged in Bhagavad Bhajana. It's that we just want to see the beautiful form of the Lord. It's that our hands should be only used in service. Our legs should be only used in service. Let's say, protect my memories, that we only remember Radha and Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are not praying for any bodily happiness. So there are many secrets actually inside this Nrsimha Kavacha. There are some external blessings that are being given. Just like Ekadasi also can give some external blessings, but we are not chanting for these things. We are chanting only to become the maid servant of Srimati Radhika, and Nrsimhadev, he can help us in this way. So all our body, all our karma indriya and our jnana indriya will be one point dedicated to the service of Radha and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Gurudev. So in this way, if we are following in this vichar, then that is not harmful to the cultivation of Raganuga Bhakti, which our Srila Gurudev always inspiring us to enter in this process.
Hare Rama,